Hello, everyone. This is David Ellis, and I'm here with Amy Kruzik with another episode of the Integrative Healing Network. And Amy, we were talking a little earlier on, and we were talking about all the things in your house that could possibly kill you.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, morbid discussion.
Yeah. Thanks, David.
All right, so we're not talking about pots and spoons and knives and forks. We're talking about all the stuff in your house that is actually either carcinogenic or will toxify your human anatomy. And so today we thought we would do a sort of advisory as to what are the things in your house you can minimize to help you with maintaining optimal health. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Amy, you ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's dive in. I mean, I'm thinking of all the things under my sink right now. In my garage.
In your garage, in your sink, and so on. All right. Now, here's the thing the first thing that we're going to get out clear. Most of the stuff and the products in your house have gotten approval from the FDA or some other board, right? Because they say the levels of chemicals in them are acceptable. The problem with that is that when you have an accumulation of these products in your house and you're exposed to them every day, guess what? Your risk of developing some debilitating disease such as cancer increases exponentially. So if somebody says that the acceptable level of, I don't know, insecticide, as an example, if you use insecticide, is 0.01%. But then you add a bunch of products with the same 0.01, 0.02%, or whatever the case may be, and you're using them every day, yeah, you're up to 25% cancer risk in a very short space of time. And I mean, it's everywhere. The toxicity is everywhere. So you're probably asking yourself, why would they approve anything at all that could possibly damage me in my house?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
It's about the money. So the first thing I want to do for those of you who are vegan, vegetarian, and eat organic all the time is play a little movie for you.
Ooh, movie.
Yeah, I'm going to just put this on the screen. And I'm going to let you guys hear this.
Grocery store. Yes, even natural health food stores. Next time you're in the produce aisle, please be on the lookout for this label. And whatever you do, do not go near it. Appeal, or Edappeal, is a World Economic Forum and Bill Gates funded product that is being sprayed on fruits and vegetables, which are on the verge of spoiling, so that they appear fresh and last longer. Even more frightening is the fact that Appeal has been approved for use on USDA organic produce under the name Organappeal. The main ingredient found in the Appeal coating is mono and diglycerides, which are extracted from grapeseed oil. This is then processed with the use of two solvents, which are ethyl acetate and heptane, both of which are hazardous chemicals known to seriously damage internal organs in the case of repeated exposure. This coating cannot be washed off. Additionally, the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, recognized glycidol, another name for these same ingredients, as, quote, probably carcinogenic to humans. So why are they spraying this literal poison on our food?
Well, I'm going to stop it here. Because trust me, when this goes out, a lot of people are going to not be happy. The powers that we will not be happy, but it's necessary for everyone to hear this stuff. Basically, what that chemical does, it turns the fruit into a sort of plasticky type substance. We thought we would bring it here first of all before going through the rest of the list of things that are in your house that are probably going to cause you a problem. So, Amy, even for the people who are vegan, not that I'm mentioning any names, not be, yeah. So, for the people who are vegan who try to eat organic and so on, it makes no difference. Okay, because they're spraying your fruits and vegetables with that substance. A lot of them are sprayed with that substance or something similar, and nobody escapes. No one escapes. So it's coming down to a situation of grow your own food. Hopefully, the ground that you're growing your food in is not poisoned itself.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Get it tested.
Yeah, and even if you get it tested, like that is definitely not good for you, right? The stuff that they spray in fruits and vegetables, because it's just cosmetic. It makes the fruit look good.
Yeah.
And you think that because it looks good, it obviously is good for me, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like you buy yourself a tomato, and the tomato is big and red and ripe and whatever else. And yeah, no, the tomato has been devoid of all nutrients and vitamin A, lycopene, all of those nutrients are gone by the time you pick it up and put it in that shopping cart. So what you have there is a big plastic toy. Now, honestly, when I think about this stuff, it's very depressing. I mean, Amy, like people go through life and they don't think about anything. Like, how do you feel about that? People.
Yeah. I mean, as a kid, I don't think the apples do taste different. Do you agree?
Yeah,
Apples
taste different.
They taste different than they did when growing up.
Correct.
Right? And honestly, but yeah, this is tough for me because if I want an apple, I want an apple, right? So
Correct.
what do you do? I mean, there are apple orchards. Like I have apple orchards around me. I can do that in the fall, though, not all year.
Mm-hmm.
So cherry picking, strawberry picking, all that you can do during the season.
As of recently, I went berry picking for the first time in Canada.
Yeah.
Wild berries, we call them Saskatoon berries. These things taste amazing when they are grown organically. I went to a farm. Yes, I did go to a farm.
You went to a farm?
Yes,
I'm
I
going to
did.
faint.
I went to a farm and I picked berries, Saskatoon berries off the tree, and let me tell you, they taste amazing. So for those of you who are thinking, like, what are these two on about this morning? Let me go through the different things in your house that may be causing you a problem silently in the background that you don't know. Okay, I'm going to go after the usual suspects. First of all, tobacco. I'm trying to figure out what tobacco is actually good for, anatomically speaking, and I can't think of one thing. Tobacco will break down your DNA bit by bit. Okay? Tobacco is not good for you. It's not good for your lungs. Absolutely. All right? And for those of you who say that, oh, I have smokeless tobacco.
What, vaping? No.
It's just as dangerous as regular smoking. You're not going to escape that. Okay?
Yeah.
The cocktail of chemicals that it takes to make a cigarette. They break down your DNA, they hurt your lungs, right? They restrict your blood supply to certain areas of your body. It's horrifying.
Yeah. Isn't there formaldehyde?
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that level yet because radon is the next one. And so it's a small harmless gas in small quantities.
Yeah.
But some people don't open their house every once in a while. So if you are the kind of person who lives in basements and you're not opening the window, radon can build up in your house and you need to get someone to take it out because you can't smell it, you can't taste it, it's in your house, and yeah, it will absolutely kill you. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there are a lot of people who have gotten more aggressive forms of cancer as of recently. And the reason for that may have a lot to do with the environment that they're in. So you usually get someone like a cancer coach to come in and check your house out and see what the possible risks are. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, asbestos.
Oh, yeah.
You would think that asbestos is no longer a thing.
No.
Apparently it is. You know that there's some houses with asbestos in them still?
Older homes, like, in the cities?
Yes, but you would think that somebody would have come in and stripped the house of asbestos, but they don't. Okay? And this is the thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand. Mesothelioma, which is the cancer which is developed because of asbestos, it's a very the long incubating cancer. It's a very long time before it actually begins to affect you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are living in a house that has asbestos, or you're working in a building that has asbestos, you are at high risk, extremely high risk of developing mesothelioma, right? It will destroy your lungs, and that's a one-way trip. There are a lot of lawsuits that are being brought against building and building supervisors and building companies where asbestos is concerned, because they knew it was carcinogenic from the beginning.
Wow. So I'm even wondering, because that's old, right? So I'm thinking my school that I went to as a kid probably had it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to go back in time a little bit.
Yeah, I'm very happy that I grew up in the third world. The only thing we had to worry about is lead in the building. So we had to deal with sterility, which is, 6.5 dozen, right, for a lot of people, right? So lead was in all of the buildings that were bought, because lead was a very cheap metal.
Lead paint?
Right? Yeah, and in the paint as well. Lead paint's correct. Like they would literally paint the houses with paint containing lead. It's not good. So nothing will destroy your reproductive system like lead will. And so you want to stay away from that. Moving right along, crispy brown foods. That would be everything that you think that tastes good. Yeah.
No.
It probably has a byproduct. So some vegetables, like potatoes as an example, when you heat them at high temperatures, you already know where I'm going with that. When you heat potatoes at high temperatures to turn them crispy brown, you got some issues. Because what happens is that your system does not recognize them. They give out a particular chemical. I'm just reading it in my next screen because I made some notes. Acrylamide. And so when you ingest that and you put it in your body, it will, notice I didn't say it might, it will cause a problem, right? And the problems can range from DNA breakdown and malfunction, right? Because people don't know how DNA works, to full-blown cancer situation. Okay?
Wait, this is deep fried food. It's in the oil that they're using?
No, it's not in the oil. It's when you heat up potatoes, as an example. It creates a chemical like that, okay? So it's not only potatoes, it's anything that you heat up to get that crispy brown thing.
Wow.
For those of you guys who like your toast well done, you see the ash that you're eating? Why? Why would you do that? That would be stomach cancer waiting to happen, okay? So if you're going to be eating bread and you're going to be burning it and the charred bits, and I know some people will say, well, the toaster's malfunctioning, so I'll just scrape a little bit of it off. Ooh.
No grilled cheese?
Well, you can have grilled cheese, absolutely, but crispy brown is what you don't want.
Okay.
Right, but for those of you who are eating large quantities of ash every day because you burnt the bread in the toaster oven and think that you could scrape the black parts off, it ain't. Listen, you're just turning them. When you scrape the black parts off, you're turning it into smaller bits of dust in the bread.
Yeah.
So now you have kind of smoky, dusty ash in your stomach. Guys,
And
go ahead.
no, you're going to say about grilling now too, aren't you?
Yeah, grilling.
Carcinogen.
We'll do that. Right. We haven't even covered the grilling part, but let's go. Formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. Let me give you a personal take. When I was very young, I drank for the first time alcohol. That was the last time I drank alcohol, in case you're wondering. Would you like to know what I drank?
Yeah.
Heineken beer, half a bottle of it.
Mm.
Do you
Okay.
know what that contains?
Formaldehyde. No.
Listen, that made me so sick. I never went anywhere near alcohol since that time.
Mm.
And I'm not going anywhere near alcohol. So formaldehyde, your body doesn't like. In case you think that term is familiar, it's what they use, embalming fluid.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
when
for
you die, that's embalming fluid, right?
it's for dead people. Right?
Yeah, not for the live ones.
Not for the life.
So be patient. Wait until you're dead to get
Yeah.
the formaldehyde, okay?
Yeah.
But here's the problem. It's in plywood.
Ah.
Formaldehyde is in plywood. It's in the fabric in your clothing. Let me give you an example of how you know when formaldehyde is present. You know that new smell from the plywood?
Yeah.
That new clothing smell, that new leather bag smell? That's formaldehyde, guys. That's what it is. You like it to smell? Don't put your mouth on it at all.
Mm.
Okay? Don't do that. Don't take in any products that were manufactured with formaldehyde. It would actually say so on the label, I hope, depending on where the product was made.
Yeah.
Okay? The good news is that manufacturing stuff with formaldehyde is expensive. So depending whether you have a large scale operation like some of your clothes and so on. And since we're on the products
Mm-hmm.
that can be carcinogenic or dangerous to your health, just about every white paper towel could also hurt you quite a bit.
Oh my gosh.
So white paper towels are bleached.
Yeah.
So you think about the things that you've done with white paper towels, blowing that nose
Uh-huh.
with a Kleenex, going to the bathroom, wiping.
Yes.
So the mucous membrane, these are the areas. But
Oh,
the good news, it's not very, you cannot escape toxins. You can't escape toxins.
give us some good news here, David.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to give you that list. Right, you can't escape toxins. In small amounts, they're not going to kill you, but be sure that every day you are exposed to some kind of toxin. Which
Mhm.
brings us to the next thing, ultraviolet rays.
Mm.
So you figure, oh, winter is over. I figure that I might tan.
Mm-hmm.
My Caucasian brethren and sisterin, just because it says plus 35 outside doesn't mean that you put out the tanning bed and you lay with the thinnest layer of sun protection on you just so that you could get brown. Remember the potato?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Do not turn yourself into a French fry.
No.
Every time you get sunburnt, that is skin damage, and I would know about this, right? Is a kind of skin damage that your body is not prepared for, and having to repeatedly fix it. Let's be very honest with each other right now. Your tan is a kind of skin damage. It's not a
Mm.
naturally occurring thing that would happen to you. If you are, well, very clear and white, that's
Pale.
who you
Pale.
are. Pale. Thank you. Thank you for
Pale.
that.
That's me.
If you're very pale, that's who you are. in order for you to get nice and tanned, you actually have to create some kind of damage to your skin for it to turn that color. Remember the potato and the French fry. It's fine if you do it every so often, but some people want to look brown year round. So
Yeah.
they go to tanning salons, not realizing that a tan is actually skin damage that you're doing. Minor skin damage, but it builds up over time if you want to look tanned 24/7. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Accept your paleness, right? You don't look different. Well, accept your paleness, right? You can't escape your skin. You can't. Okay?
You can't.
And the fact that you return pale when that damage is not around would give you an indication of where your body actually wants to be, what you came in with as a DNA profile. There's nothing wrong with looking pale.
There
Okay?
isn't. Thank you, David. There is nothing wrong with that. Embrace the paleness.
There is nothing wrong with looking pale. There is nothing wrong with that. All right. And so, guys, for those of you who are into these kinds of cosmetic changes, there is a way of tanning that is less dangerous. And here is the way of tanning. If you're going to be out into the sun, wear sun protection, first of all, because ultraviolet rays are not friendly at all. Okay, that's the first thing. And make sure you're doing some work, like gardening, as an example. And you're probably going to wonder, like, why? Isn't it the same damage? Yes. However, your body is in a repair process because you're actually exercising. So go for a run, right? Do some gardening, do some stuff. Like, balance is what we're talking about here. You got to balance this stuff up, right?
Okay, wait. You know what I thought you were going to say?
What?
Tanning lotion. Do you know they have that?
Yeah, I was about to get to that.
Oh, okay.
I was about to get, look, tanning lotion and most of your cosmetics are probably toxic.
Yeah.
Most of your cosmetics are probably toxic. I'm going to say this again. There are some people born under an auspicious star. What they do is that they naturally look good, okay? And there are some people who will deliberately go out and try to find every product to make themselves look good. Some of that stuff will be very, very toxic to you, and you guys need to be aware of what they are. Okay? Buying cheap lipstick. Don't do it. Some manufacturers out there, and I can't call their names because this will absolutely be taken down, of lipstick and different kinds of cosmetics, and I'm not going to...
Are you talking drugstore?
Yes. Don't
Brands.
go to CVS and buy lipstick or any kind of big... I don't want to say this like this, right? I don't go into certain stores and buy any kind of makeup, right? And if you are going to wear makeup, right, and make sure that you wipe it off at the end of the day. Don't like...
Yeah.
You know, I watched this movie, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, or whatever her name is.
Oh, yeah.
Makeup in the morning, put makeup on because she didn't want her husband to see her looking natural without the makeup on. That's weird stuff.
Yeah.
So
embrace the natural.
Embrace the natural. Embrace the paleness. Embrace who you are at your core. There is nothing wrong with the way you look. I'm going to repeat that because a lot of women and men have an issue with the way they look, and so they present differently. Okay, right? But the problem is that if somebody doesn't like you the way you look, then they can't like you. It's as simple as that.
Okay, but wait a minute. People might say, "Well, Amy, you wear makeup." Da, da, da. Yeah, I do. I like to.
Something tells me you don't wear cheap makeup. I know you well.
I don't. although my lipstick might be from a drugstore. Sorry, I'm gonna have to change that.
Did you like? Anyway, never mind.
No, but I just want to say, yeah, you don't have to go natural everywhere, but you do have to wash it off at the end of the day.
Correct. You do. You got to take
Yeah.
it off.
You like
and
looking
so on.
nice? Yeah. Okay.
I think if people knew what the origin of all those makeup things were, they might not be so happy to put them on,
Yeah.
right?
True. Right. I agree. I agree with
So
you.
that's another show. We're going to tell you what the origin of all those aesthetic things are, whether the lipstick came from, whether rosé, the translucent powder, and so on. And we're going to give you the origins at some point in time because that would be an interesting show.
Oh, that would be.
But let's move on to one of the last things on our list, and that is alcohol.
Oh, alcohol.
Yeah. So let's see the list of things that alcohol will give you. It'll give you esophageal cancer, breast cancer, liver cancer, colorectal cancer. Yeah, it will just disturb a whole bunch of things in your system. So a lot of people tend to think, but David, what about social drinking?
Well, how long is your social? I mean, how many times a week do you go out and socialize? I mean, there are people that go out every day.
Yeah, because social is different to different people, correct?
Yeah, it is different.
So there are people, as an example, born of an excessive nature, who social drinking might be the beer can just tipped back into their mouth, right?
Yeah.
And there are people who say, I only have one or two drinks. One or two drinks of what? What does the glass look like? What does the tumbler look like? Right? Are you drinking out of a cooler? Like, what does it look like? Right? I only have one or two drinks could be different in different situations. And some people say, I only have one or two glasses of wine.
I know.
Every time somebody has said that to me, they've been lying.
Yes. And guess what? They lie to the doctor when the doctor says, how many times do you drink? Oh, only a couple. It's really not worth lying,
There's a whole genre of videos on YouTube of people lying to cops. I only had one or two drinks. You're lying.
I
You're
know.
lying. Right?
Yeah.
Whenever somebody has said to me, I only have one or two drinks as a nutritionist, whenever I worked as a nutritionist or as a trainer back in the day, and I asked them, how much do you drink? And they say, oh, one or two glasses, that's it. They've been lying. One or two glasses looks like a tumbler, first of all. So if you boil one or two glasses, the wine bottle is done. Right?
Oh. Well, also, David, you can tell from people's faces and you can tell from their body composition.
Correct. So when you lie to a nutritionist, as an example, and then I take out my litmus paper, put it in your mouth and test your saliva and so on, and it comes back like what? Like you up in like 4 and 5 and these kinds of figures, right? Or when I give you a body composition test and so on, and I put you to stand on a cycle, it's going to show up. It's going to show. I'm going to know you're lying, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to know you're lying. And so it doesn't pay to drink alcohol in excessive amounts. I mean, everything within reason, which brings us to the next thing that is going to be very unpopular, processed meats.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many times in my life I've heard somebody says, why don't you eat bacon? Bacon is awesome.
I know. I do like bacon, but only in moderation, right?
You only eat half the pig or?
No, half the pig.
So, bacon, salami, pepperoni, sausage. They've been known to cause colon cancer. For those of you who are eating them, please, 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 if you're going to eat those things, then I'm going to give you solutions to everything that I have just said. So it's not a dark tale. If you're going to eat those things, eat them with some vegetables, please, please, please. I'm begging you, right? I want you all to survive to the next year. There are some people born of a carnivorous nature, and I keep saying born of a carnivorous nature, born of this nature, right? Who just about the pig. I just want the pig. I don't want anything associated with the pig. I don't want what the pig ate. I don't care about anything else. Just give me the pig, right?
Right.
Guys, you need to eat some vegetables and nuts and seeds when you are eating processed meats. It will reduce the risk. It won't eliminate it, but it will reduce the risk. Okay?
Well, do you know processed meats are just meats pressed together, right? Filled with salt. I mean,
Let me see. In order to make something like jerky, do you know what you need? You know how jerky is made. You dehydrate that meat and then you add a bunch of salt to it, right?
salt. Yeah, very salty. Yeah.
So it's not good for your blood pressure. It's not good for your body. That level of sodium in your system is
Yeah.
not a good thing.
No.
Okay, and you have the processed meat, which is not that easy to break down, especially when you complicate it. So
Yeah.
your body is getting foreign matter along with stuff it can't move, and
Mm,
it will digest the protein, and then the byproducts of everything that it took to manufacture that meat is going to stick with you. And believe me, everything in that is poisonous.
yeah. Okay, so it does take the protein out. Because people do that because it's convenient, right? Beef jerky, processed meats. It's more of a convenient thing.
Hmm. You want to know what's convenient? Eating an apple.
I know.
That is the nature's fast food. You take the apple, you put it in your mouth, you bite it, and that's done. Like I
Yeah.
went to take berries. You take the berry, boom,
I know.
too many of these berries. Trust me, my tongue, my hands, everything was red at the end of it. That is the fastest food ever.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying people they go to, you know what I mean. They just grab a sandwich with
Yes,
protein
because
in
it's
it.
fast. It's fast. I get it. It's
Yeah.
fast. So
Yeah.
is fruit and so are vegetables.
I know, right?
Like them and just continue. But put some vegetables with the processed meat, minimize your risk, please. Pretty please. Don't do it
Yeah.
for yourself, do it for us. Right.
Don't do it.
And so now let's move on to engine exhaust.
Oh no.
Ah, that sweet smell of car exhaust when you're in the city. I used to live in Toronto. I no longer live in Toronto. I'm so happy. Some people like certain kinds of smells.
Yeah.
Like when we were younger, we like the smell of gasoline.
Gasoline. Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Mm,
Car exhaust,
no.
carbon monoxide, not good for your lungs. You can't smell it, but the smoky smell. Secondhand smoking from cigarettes. When I was young, I'm getting old, I suspect. And I say this in the nicest way because I used to have a tolerance for smoking and smokers, and I no longer have that kind of tolerance because smoking is a selfish practice. It absolutely is. Because it means that I am about making myself feel better and all of y'all could die with me.
With me.
And
Yeah.
that's really what it is.
Oh, that's so true.
Let's
Wow.
keep it 100. If you are smoking, you don't care about the people around you. You don't.
No.
Unless you're smoking in a smoking area and so on. And then you don't care about the planet. And then you have the people that will smoke and flick the cigarette butt onto the road.
Yes. Oh my God.
So as I said, I'm getting older, probably, and I have less tolerance for that kind of thing. Which would bring us to the last and most inescapable thing that there is, and that is pollution. Yeah, you step outside your house. Yeah. Every breath you take.
Every move you make.
Yeah. So every breath you take, you can be sure that there's a greenhouse gas somewhere in there waiting to turn you off. And so the planet is not getting any cleaner due to the fact that nobody's listening and stuff like that. And I want to differentiate myself here. I am not one of those Just Stop Oil protesters that is going to run out into the streets and try to stop traffic.
No.
Amy's not like that either.
No. Just a PSA.
Right? But as much as you could reduce your carbon footprint, you probably should do that. Meaning, don't flick the cigarette butts onto the ground. If you're going to smoke, don't smoke entire trees. And yeah, just try to be a little bit more conscientious is what I say, because you're never this is a losing battle. Manufacturers will make money by toxifying the environment, and that's just the way it is. There's no point in screaming or crying about that.
No.
Having said that, I suppose we should probably tell people how to assist with not, getting toxified. Shall we?
Yes. Yes.
Get yourself to any one of those health food markets. Get yourself dryer sheets, as an example. Dryer sheets are toxic, in case you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
They smell great and they're extremely toxic. Extremely toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So get yourself one of those wool ball things.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it in the dryer.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot healthier for you, as an example. And get rid of your dryer sheets. Right? That's number one. Number two, exercise daily, because believe me, you can't escape toxicity, but you can absolutely develop your immunity
Mm-hmm.
from the toxicity. So the way something like cancer develops is that something has to go wrong with your system.
Yeah.
Right? Cells are no longer listening. They've gone wild. They're not dying like they should. And they're just deciding that they're going to proliferate. They're going to add a blood supply, and then you have something called a tumor, and it's never a good thing. Right?
Right.
And so keep your system in regulation with exercise, diet. It used to be that we could keep ourselves free from diet, but as we said earlier on in the broadcast, you got to try to choose organic, right? I'm going to tell you something. Outside my house right now, I am growing my own tomatoes.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Whoa.
Outside, I got actually a friend of mine dropped it. I'm growing my tomatoes and chives because I want to know what's going in my salad. Okay.
Yes, you do.
So I want to know what's going in my salad. I'm growing my own tomatoes and chives and basil. Right. I actually cooked this weekend and with my own stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
You did. Yay. And go to your local farm. Like down the street, a lady has all the vegetables you would ever want. You buy that, and there's also community share.
Listen, support your local farmers, right? Their job is not easy. So buy directly from them. Do not trust the stuff that's coming in the supermarket. It may have an organic label, and as we've seen, they spray it with a bunch of stuff. So read.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to read a lot. You just have to see certain labels. We're probably going to do a show on that by itself, and it will let you know exactly what to stay away from, like the plague. Here is the other thing that you can do, apart from the exercise and the diet, right? Get enough sleep, because part of system regulation is getting enough sleep. Before this broadcast, I was asleep. I came from the gym and I fell back asleep. Right? For those of you who don't know how to get enough sleep, then you'll have to learn to meditate. Please meditate. Did I leave out anything else? Amy, what is your routine like?
Yeah, it is definitely diet, definitely exercise, and don't be hard on yourself if you miss a day. You know what I mean? Like, don't be hard on yourself with that. Some people do, and then they give up, right?
Amy, did you miss exercise this morning?
Well, yes, I did. I was in an infrared sauna. So I did, but guess what? I can do it tonight, right? I can do it later on.
Correct. So guys, here's the other things that you could do as well in terms of protecting yourself. You can add herbs and supplements to your diet. Turmeric, as an example, anti-inflammatories like turmeric. Let's see what else is there. Get yourself some herbal teas and drink them.
Yep.
System regulation is important, like valerian root, as an example, chamomile to help you rest, and valerian root. If you are always worried and in sort of depression, St. John's wort, as an example.
But be careful if you take medications because some of those.
Are contraindicated. So you
Yeah.
have to be very, very, very
Yeah.
careful with the medications and so on.
Yeah.
But herbal teas are a good supplement to add. Turmeric is also a good supplement. Turmeric is a wonderful thing. Eat as many superfoods as you can.
Mm-hmm. What was the one I was just going to say? CoQ10? CoQ10?
Correct.
Or fish oil? Yeah.
Fish oil. They promote anti-inflammatory prostaglandins in your body, which your body is going to need if it's going to fight off certain things. Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
regulate certain things. So there is that. And last but not least, and I keep saying this on every show, get yourself tested for DNA predispositions. You can either email me or you can email Amy, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a cancer coach that operates out of Saskatchewan. Her name is Sarah Fox. You can email her as well, and you can absolutely get tested for DNA dispositions. What it looks like is that I take a cheek swab of your mouth, I send it to a lab, and it comes back and tells me what your system predispositions are, your system weaknesses and strengths.
Ah.
It will tell me exactly what kind of, it will tell you as well what kind of exercise is suited to your body. It will tell you your food taste and what will go well and what won't go well. Don't guess. No.
I really like that. I like that it'll tell you because you know what? We could have allergies to certain things and we don't know it. Correct?
Yeah, eventually it'll make you know. You know, here's the thing about allergies, and we need to do a show just on that.
Yeah.
There's so many things in health to do shows on.
Yeah.
Allergies can kill you.
Allergy.
Right? A lot of people are allergic to some stuff, but they can't detect it. They can't detect it, so they try to take things out of their diet, and then they figure out it's actually not the diet. It might be just the clothes you're wearing, as an example, or the makeup that's on your face. Who knows, right? Like, especially if
Right.
you're at a drugstore. Right. So a lot of people have allergies, and they try to isolate what the allergies are. Listen, guys, contact me at info@unifiedhealthsystems.com. I'm going to probably get you a test kit. We're going to test your DNA, and then you're going to know exactly what your genetic predispositions are and what you need to be aware of and what you don't need to be aware of, as the case may be, and not worried about. Okay? But what you don't do is just simply try guessing that this is good for me or that is bad for me. That is the guessing game is what leads to a lot of illness, okay?
Yeah.
And so it's come to the end of our show, but go ahead.
It is at the end of our show. Wow. That was fast.
Yes, it was.
It was. Okay, so you could reach me, and if you would like to join a platform, come to the UCM community because it's a platform free of Facebook and free of Instagram. Right, David?
Yes, it is. Free. Talking about toxic.
Oh, toxic free. Exactly. And you can join it at community.universalcitizentv.com. And you can email me at pinkmoonlodgepodcast@gmail.com.
And guys, for me, if you want to contact me, you can contact me at info@unifiedhealthsystems.com. I am always available. I do answer email. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.